Hi learners, welcome to Darasa Online. I'm Madam Monica Saru, Geography teacher, class 7. And today our main topic is about map skills. And the subtopic is about forms of presenting scale of a map. But particularly we are going to discuss about conversion of scale from one form to another. As we have discussed in the previous lesson about forms of expressing scale of a map, I hope you can remember how many forms or ways of expressing scale of a map. Can you mention what are the ways or forms of expressing scale of a map? One, it is called Statment Scale. If you can remember, we discussed about Statment Scale as way of writing scale of a map by words or by sentence. So it can be, for example, 1 centimeter on a map represent 2 kilometers on the ground. This is a statement scale. As you see the example, there is no any number. It is represented by words. 1 centimeter, as you see here, 1, it is written in words. Also 2 in words. So statement scale should be written in words or sentence. So in a statement scale, we expect to see the map distance and the ground distance. Another form of expressing scale of a map is representative fraction scale. This is the way of expressing scale of a map as fraction and as ratio. Let us see an example of representative fraction scale. One ratio 500,000. This is representative scale as ratio. As you see here, it is 1:500,000. All these units are represented in centimeters. That means 1 unit on a map represents 500,000 units on the ground. Or someone can state like this: 1 centimeter on a map, then 500,000 centimeters on the actual ground distance. This is RF scale as ratio. RF scale also, it can be written as fraction. So it can read like 1/20,000. 1, which is numerator, it stands for map distance. So this is numerator. Numerator stands for map distance, and the 20,000, which is denominator, it stands for ground distance. Now, the RF scale, it reads 1 unit on a map represents 20,000 units on the actual ground distance. So the metric unit of the length in RF scale should be in centimeters. Let us also see the third form or way of expressing scale of a map, which is called linear scale. It is the representation of the scale in a line segment. So we can simply say linear scale is the graphical representation of the scale in a line segment. Have a look on this example of linear scale. The first thing, you have to draw a line segment. Then place your ruler and start dividing into the portion of 1 centimeter each. Let us divide. From here to here, 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter. Then the linear scale, it has 2 sections. Primary section, which starts from 0 mark. So 0 can be here, somewhere here. Then here it can be maybe 3, 6, 9. This is table 3, so we can go with table 3. Then I'll explain later what does it mean. (12, 15, 18). This side, from 0 to the right hand side, it is called primary section. And the primary section, as you can see here, it is represented in kilometers. Means this one, it measures ground distance and not map distance. Then from 0 mark, going left hand side, this portion of 1 centimeter, it is divided into 2 sides. Then this scale means 1 centimeter represents 3 kilometers. Why 1 centimeter? The distance from 0 to here, it is 1 centimeter. Here to here also 1 centimeter. That means 1 centimeter on a map represents 3 kilometers on the ground. So the secondary section, which is on the left hand side, it should be represented in meters. So if secondary section should be in meters, how can we get the meters? You take from the scale given, which is 1 centimeter is equal to 3 kilometers, then you convert 3 kilometers into meters. From the metric table, 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. That is constant. It cannot change. So if 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters, how about 3 kilometers? The aim is to get the meters. So we have 3 kilometers put in the side of kilometers. Then 3 kilometers would be how many meters? Then the next step, you have to cross multiply. 3 kilometer goes with times 1,000 meters, which is equal to 1 kilometer times x. We are looking for the value of x. So the next step, you have to divide by 1 kilometer both sides in order to get the value of x. Then this one and this one, kilometer and kilometer has gone. Also this side, this kilometer and the kilometer, we cancel it. Then we remain with 3 times 1,000 meters. We get 3,000 meters. Divide by 1, it is the same, 3,000 meters. Now it means in the secondary section here, 1 centimeter from 0 mark going left hand side, it stands for ground distance in meters. So here it is 3,000 meters. I hope now you have understood the forms of expressing or writing scale of a map. Now, as I told you, our major aim here is to convert scale from one form to another. So we can change statement scale into representative fraction scale, also statement scale into linear scale. Or we can change representative fraction scale into linear scale and the statement scale. The same thing in linear scale can be changed into statement scale or representative fraction scale. It is very simple. Let us now change statement scale into representative fraction scale and the linear scale. For example, you are given the statement scale which says 1 centimeter on a map represents 3 kilometers on the ground. Change it into representative fraction scale and the linear scale. So the statement scale is as you can see the statement scale here on the blackboard. 1 centimeter on a map represents 3 kilometers on the ground. Here we have to change the statement scale into representative fraction scale. The first step here, you have to know the constant formula from the metric table. Why? Because changing statement scale into representative fraction scale, we deal with kilometers given in the statement scale. So 3 kilometers given in the statement scale should be converted into centimeters. Remember that in representative fraction scale, the unit should be the same and should be in centimeters. Now, how can we change 3 kilometers into centimeters? We should take the constant formula from the metric table, which says 1 kilometer is equal to 100,000 centimeters. So if 1 kilometer is equal to 100,000 centimeters, how about 3 kilometers will be representing how many centimeters? You can try with me. So 3 kilometers should be in the side of kilometers. So 3 kilometers will be how many centimeters? You see, it is very easiest way. Here you cross multiply. Then 3 kilometer goes with 100,000 centimeters, which is equal to 1 kilometer times x, which we are looking for. That how many centimeters will be represented by 3 kilometers. Then here, as usual, you divide by 1 kilometer both sides in order to get the value of x. 1 kilometer and 1 kilometer has gone. Then this kilometer and kilometer also has gone. 3 times 100,000 centimeters. It is 300,000 centimeters. Divide by 1, you get the same 300,000 centimeters. Now, ask yourself, is this proper way of writing RF scale? The answer is no. RF scale should be written as fraction or as ratio. And in RF scale, metric unit of the length is not supposed to be written. So RF, it should read 1 ratio 300,000. This is RF as ratio. Or it can read 1 over 300,000. It means 1 unit on a map represents 300,000 units on the ground. The same thing in RF scale as fraction. Another thing, you have to change the statement scale given into linear scale. It is very simple. From the statement scale, 1 centimeter is equal to 3 kilometers. You just put it in a line segment. So you do like this. You have to draw a line segment, 2 lines, then divide into portion of 1 centimeter each. Here it is 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter. As you can see, we have divided the line segment in a portion of 1 centimeter. Then, from our statement scale, this 1 centimeter which we have divided is equal to 3 kilometers. And in linear scale, we have 2 sections. Primary section and the secondary section. Then primary section starts from 0 going right hand side. So it should read like this. It is 0 starting point, but 1 centimeter here to here, 1 centimeter from the statement scale is equal to 3 kilometers. Here means we go with 3. Then 2 centimeters will be how many kilometers? Means 6. It is very easy. You just go with table 3. So 9, 12, 15. This is represented in kilometers. The ground distance in kilometers. And this section is called primary section. The secondary section is the one which is represented in meters. So it is used to measure the distance which is less than kilometers. So 0 going left hand side is called secondary section, but represented in meters. Now our duty here is to change 3 kilometers into meters. You take the constant formula from the metric table to change kilometers into meters. So 1 kilometer from metric table is equal to 1,000 meters. Is equal to 1,000 meters. Then 3 kilometers, the same which you are given in the statement scale, will be how many kilometers? Then cross multiply 3 kilometers times 1,000 meters, which is equal to kilometer times x. Divide by 1 kilometer, divide by 1 kilometer. Then kilometer and kilometer has gone. Then here, kilometer also and kilometer we cancel. Then 3 times 1,000 meter, you get 3,000 meters. We put in the side of secondary section, means 1 centimeter is equal to 3,000 meters. Now let us see another example of changing statement scale into RF and the linear scale. The Statment Scale says 1 centimeter on a map represents 10 kilometers on the ground. Changing it into RF scale as ratio or as fraction, we have to deal with the kilometers given. So we change the kilometers into centimeters. So here you have to take the constant formula from the metric table that 1 kilometer is equal to 100,000 centimeters. Then this 10 kilometers we put in the side of kilometers, and it will be representing how many centimeters? We put X, which you're looking for. Then 10 kilometers times 100,000 centimeters, which is equal to 1 kilometer times X. Divide by 1 kilometer, divide by 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer and 1 kilometer has gone, kilometer and kilometer. Then we remain with 1,000,000 centimeters. Is this proper way of writing representative fraction scale? No. So you have to write RF scale as ratio or as fraction. As ratio, you can write 1 ratio or colon 1,000,000, or it can read 1 over 1,000,000 as fraction scale. Okay, let us also change the Statment Scale. 1 centimeter represents 10 kilometers in a linear form. The first step, you draw a line segment. Then divide into portion of 1 centimeter each. Here 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter. As you can see, then from here you have to divide into 2 sections, primary section and the secondary section. Then here you find the starting point, which is 0 mark. Then from 0 mark going right hand side, we call it primary section in kilometers. Now let us go back to the Statment Scale. 1 centimeter on a map represents 10 kilometers on the ground. Means this portion of 1 centimeter represents 10 kilometers on the ground. So here you have to write 10 kilometers. Then 2 centimeters will be 20. So you go with table 10. So here will be 20, 30, 40. We are done with the primary section. The secondary section is start from 0 mark going left. And this side, it should be represented in meters. The secondary section, as I said, it it's represented in meters. So then this 1 centimeter is equal to how many meters? If for 1 centimeter we have 10 kilometers in our Statment Scale, it is very simple. You change the kilometers, 10 kilometers, into meters. We take the constant formula from the metric table that 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. Then 10 kilometers will be how many meters? Once you cross multiply here, 10 kilometer goes with 1,000 meters, which is equal to 1 kilometer times x. Then divide by 1 kilometer, divide by 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer and 1 kilometer has gone, then kilometer and kilometer. Here we get 10 times 1,000, we get 10,000. 10,000 meters. Divide by 1, the same. So means 1 centimeter represent 10,000 meters. As I said, we can also change representative fraction scale into linear scale or into Statment Scale. Let us see an example. Example of representative fraction scale, it is 1:50,000. This is representative fraction scale as ratio. Now, how can we convert this RF scale into Statment Scale? It is very simple. In a Statment Scale, you should change 50,000 centimeters into kilometers. So here you have to take the formula from the metric table that 1 kilometer is equal to 100,000 centimeters. Then change this 50,000 centimeters into kilometers. You put in the side of centimeters. It will be having how many kilometers? Then 1 kilometer, it goes with 50,000 centimeters, which is equal to 100,000 times x, which we are looking for kilometers. Then divide by 100,000, divide also by 100,000. Then this 100,000 and 100,000 has gone. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, and the 4 zeros also has gone. Here we have 1 kilometer times 5/10. We can just simplify by 5/1 by 5/2. This is a half. A half times 1 kilometer, it is a half kilometers. This means 1 centimeter represent a half kilometer. Now, changing it into Statment Scale, it should be having centimeter as mark distance, also kilometers as ground distance. But is this proper way of writing Statment Scale? The answer is no. Equal sign, it is not proper way of writing Statment Scale. So we have to write in words. So it should read like this. It should read 1 centimeter on a map represent a half kilometers on the ground. Another example of representative fraction scale, it can be maybe 1:2,000,000. Let us change it into Statment Scale. We change 2 million into kilometers. Let us take the constant formula, which is equal to 1 kilometer is equal to 100,000 centimeters. Then 2 million we put in the side of centimeters will be representing how many kilometers? Cross multiply. Then 1 kilometer times 2 million centimeters is equal to 100,000 centimeters times x. Divide by 100,000 centimeters. Divide by 100,000 centimeters. This one and this one has gone. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 zeros, this one 5 zeros with centimeter also. We cancel them. 1 kilometer times 20. It is 20 kilometers. That means 1 centimeter represent 20 kilometers. So here, because it is represented in equal sign, you have to write in words. So it should read 1 centimeter represents 20 kilometers. So you have to know that when you said centimeters means map distance, kilometers for ground distance. Okay, let us change the same scale into linear form. You draw a line segment like this. Then divide into portion of 1 centimeter each. 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter. This is a linear scale, graphical representation of a scale in a line segment. Means 1 centimeter represents 20 kilometers. And the linear scale should be in kilometers and meters. So here it starts with 0 mark, the starting point, then going right hand side, it is primary section, which is represented in kilometers. So from our scale means 1 centimeter represent 20 kilometers as we converted into statement. Means here should be 20. Then you go with table 20. 20, add 20, you get 40. 40, add 20, you get 60, add 20, 80 kilometers, then 100 kilometers. Then this another side, which is secondary section, it should be written in meters. Now change 20 kilometers into meters. You take the constant formula that 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. Then 20 kilometers will be how many meters? Cross multiply. Here 20 kilometers goes with 1,000 meters, which is equal to 1 kilometer times x, divide by 1 kilometer, divide by 1 kilometer. Kilometer and kilometer has gone, even this side. 20 times 1,000, you get 20,000 meters. That means in a secondary section, 1 centimeter is equal to 20,000 meters. I hope now you have understood well how to change scale of a map from one form to another. Now let us see the question which may arise from what we discussed here. The question reads, if the distance from Ubungo to Urafiki is 4 kilometers on the ground, what will be the map distance if the scale is 1:50,000? Finding map distance, we have to take the formula of a scale. As you can remember, scale means a ratio which represents map distance and the ground distance. So it can be summarized as scale is equal to map distance over ground distance. In our question here, we are given 4 kilometers as ground distance from Ubungo to Urafiki. Then we are given also scale is 1:50,000, but we are looking for map distance. So here you have to take the scale given, which is 1 over as fraction 50,000 is equal to map distance is the one which we are looking for. So we put x, but over ground distance given is 4 kilometers. Here you just cross multiply. Then 1 times 4 kilometers is equal to 50,000 x. Divide by 50,000, divide by 50,000. Then 50,000 and this one has gone. Remember, this is RF scale, and in RF scale the metric units are same. And the metric units of the length in a RF scale is in centimeters. So means this 50 is centimeters. Now, we cannot simplify because these are different metric units of the length. So we have to convert 4 kilometers into centimeters so that we can simplify. So 4 kilometers we can change by taking the constant that 1 kilometer from the metric table is equal to 100,000 centimeters. Then 4 kilometers will be representing how many centimeters? Here you get 1 kilometer x is equal to 4 kilometer times 100,000 centimeters by 1 kilometer divided by 1 kilometer. Kilometer and 1 kilometer has gone 1 kilometer and kilometer, then you get 400,000 centimeters. Means 1 times 400,000 centimeters. You get the same 400,000 centimeters. Divide by 50,000 centimeters. Then here count the number of zeros. We can simplify because they are in the same unit. 40 is centimeter, also 40 is centimeter. Here you can say by 5, 1 by 5, 8. So means it is 8 centimeters because we were looking for map distance, and the map distance should be written in centimeters. So this is our answer. Map distance is 8 centimeters. Number 2 says, if 5 kilometers on the ground is represented by 25 centimeters on a map, what will be the scale of a map? Here you have to take the formula of finding a scale. Scale is equal to map distance over ground distance. In our question, we are looking for scale of a map. So scale is equal to, map distance given is 25 centimeters. And the ground distance is 5 kilometers. As you can see here, these are in different units. We have centimeters and kilometers. So we cannot simplify until we change kilometers into centimeters. It is from the statement scale to representative fraction scale, and the representative fraction scale should be written as ratio of fraction, but the same metric unit of the length, which is centimeter, though you are not supposed to write it. So here you just take these kilometers and change it into centimeters from the constant formula that 1 kilometer is equal to 100,000 centimeters. Then change 5 kilometers into centimeters. After cross multiplication, it goes like this. 5 kilometers goes with 100,000 centimeters, which is equal to 1 kilometer x. Divide by 1 kilometer, divide by 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer and the 1 kilometer has gone. Kilometer and kilometer also we cancel. Then 5 times 100,000, you get 500,000, but centimeters. Now you can go back that you are looking for scale, which is equal to, map distance given is 25 centimeters, and the ground distance you are given in kilometers, but we convert into centimeters so that we can simplify. So divide by 500,000 centimeters. Here we can now simplify. Centimeter and centimeter has gone. Then you can just simplify by 25 1 by 25 2. 0, 0, 0, 0 means 20,000. This scale should be written as ratio or fraction. So it should read 1:20,000 as ratio, or 1/20,000 as fraction scale. Another question, it reads, if the scale is 1:200,000, how many kilometers will be represented by 1 centimeter? It is very simple. The question just needs to convert the scale into the statement scale. The scale is 1:200,000. We change it into centimeters. That how many kilometers will be represented by 1 centimeter. So you just take the constant formula from the metric table, which is 1 kilometer is equal to 100,000 centimeters. Then this is 200,000 centimeters. You put in the side of centimeters. It will be how many kilometers? Then 1 kilometer times 200,000 centimeters is equal to 100,000 centimeters x. Divide by 100,000 centimeters. 100,000 centimeters. This side has gone. Then count 5 zeros with centimeter, 5 zeros with centimeter. We remain with 1 times 2, we get 1 kilometer times 2, you get 2 kilometers. That means 1 centimeter represents 2 kilometers. The answer for our question is 2 kilometers. From the scale given, 1 centimeter represents 2 kilometers. Now this is the end of our lesson for today, and for your own time you can visit various sources so that you can get the question of converting scale and practice yourself. Bye bye.